Looking at this, our camera right here.
Okay.
So hey.
Hey.
So we are live right here on RWR Live 365. We thank you for jamming in the corner on the midday ride.
Jammin.
Ow. So we got our girl, Miss Mia Bolden. I said it right.
Like golden. Like Bolden.
Living my life like the
Don't get me started.
Love
I know that.
Y'all be glad I don't know how to work the music, baby, because I would blow this thing up. It'll be on.
I know that's right.
Thank you so much for stopping in.
Absolutely.
First of all,
Yeah.
she says, "So when can we have coffee?" I was like, "Perfect." She didn't say when I was gonna go live and do an interview. She said when we're gonna sit and chat and have coffee.
And you just slid that in.
I took my moment. Because she's in here in America. She just got back the other day. You got back the other day?
Last week.
I've
been back a whole week and maybe 3 days.
How do you feel?
You know, I feel good. I feel great.
Is it weird when you coming in and out of the country the way you do?
No.
I want to get on one of them elephants like you be.
You can get on it.
It's the
On the camel, on the elephant, on the horse.
girl, that camel be like, who told you to get up here?
Get out of here. Stop it.
Who put you up here?
Stop it.
You pissed. Now hold up. Wait a minute. I'm a new.
Get out of
I'm
here.
still a baby. Don't do me like that. Yes. So I first want to say thank you so much for stopping in and allowing me to interview you today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on your show. And I just want to start off by saying I love all the amazing work that you are doing out here.
Thank you.
I watch you all the time, my queen, so I appreciate everything that you do as well.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I be stopping her.
Get out of here.
I be like, oh, Mia on right here. I got the notification, Mia Bolden is on. I be like, period, right there. Bing. Yep. And you should have seen me at work, girl. I used to be sliding you.
Now don't get in trouble. Don't get in trouble now.
Well, I don't work there no more.
Okay.
I quit my job.
New seasons.
That's
new seasons. See, we all the time.
Yes.
All the time.
I just took some strength and a whole bunch of faith, and I put it all together. And I said, Lord, this is what I want to do. I started working with Women Radio probably last year. Like hit and miss. Like they was like, Q Lala was like, you like doing the most number 2.
Right.
You junior. So I was like, really?
Right.
Because that's what we call her, Q doing the most. Right. So I was like, perfect. So I was like, I'm going to keep doing the most. Then she kept coming on my lives that I was doing. And so I was like, okay. So she was like, hey, I want to have a sit down with you. Then this is what she said. Hey, I want to have a sit down meeting so we can work together. I replied, yes, I want to do it. What time is the show start? She said, I did not say nothing about a show.
You was like, I'm putting it out there.
I just
act as if. You must walk in faith. That's what you got to put it out there. Absolutely. Don't get me started now. You know who's sitting up here now. Okay, I'm just saying.
So then I just started stalking her, I think. And I was like, oh, you got a party, I'm going to be there.
Yeah. You speaking, I'm coming.
Right.
I know y'all do an award show, I'm in the building.
I'm there. Then, yeah, because I wore Nicole out. So she was just like, girl, hey, Jammin, I would see Nicole everywhere. I'd be like, hey, when y'all next thing? When y'all gonna be? She'd be like, oh my God. So I think I stalked them enough and they got tired of me. So they just kind of was like, you should join in.
No, they was ready.
They was ready.
They was ready for
it. And they just pushed me out. So when I would come here, I would be mad that I had to leave and go to work. Or if I couldn't be in an event that they were doing because I was at work, I said, Lord, this is what I want. This is what I need you to do.
Right.
And he did it.
And he'll make a way.
Won't he will.
All the time. I tell people all the time, you just have to figure out what it is that you want, ask for it, believe that it's yours, and he'll have it.
Correct.
Here you are.
And here I am at RWR Live, baby.
RWR Live.
I love it.
Okay.
You come up with a song
No,
like that.
I will quick.
I do a song in about
Don't
10
get me
seconds
started.
flat.
I'm trying to act like I have some sense.
No, I'm doing a wonderful job. This is what we needed. We needed to go. I wanted to go like this. This is what my show is.
Yes.
I don't like, we're not subdued. I want you to get wild. If I start playing some booty shaking music,
do it.
Start twerking,
I know,
whatever.
that's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Do what makes you feel good. That's what, as long as you're not hurting anybody and it makes you feel good, that's what I tell people. Get out there and do it.
Now, I met you a very long time ago. This is before you really became Miss Mia. You I know. I told y'all I be knowing people.
Oh yes, she watches people.
Yes, I do.
So she can tell the whole story.
Yes, right.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Our conversation started this when you was doing aerobics, doing workouts, and you had your studio.
Yes.
And you was telling me about your workouts. I need to get in there and do something.
I love how you said that to my workouts. You can say it vertical pole fitness. Little burlesque cardio.
Yes, that's why.
Hip hop cardio.
You did do pole dancing class.
We did twerk and tone.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you gonna start doing that again?
Don't do that.
Gotcha. Okay.
So many people been asking.
Come back.
Bring me back.
My bad. So, with you doing that, you was always saying that you wanted, in our conversation, you were saying you wanted to do this, that, and the third.
Absolutely.
And one of the things were, you were talking about traveling and being doing traveling, going to other countries. So I'm listening to you and I'm thinking, okay, that sounds good.
Yeah.
But see, you have to speak it into existence.
Yes.
Now, I did learn that from you because our conversation, I always think about our conversation, that conversation, you gave me a whole lot of stuff that you wanted to do, and I kept thinking, But everything you said, you have done.
I
absolutely appreciate you striving and continuing in your work, not just your work, your walk. Because some people will say, and then it don't happen. Then you see them again in 5 years, and girl, I'm still working on. Right, but you have done it. Like, I'm not gonna say you've arrived, because I hate when people say that, because you don't arrive until you're dead.
I'm still going. I tell people that all the time. I'm still striving for the next thing.
Moving on.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Absolutely.
So I have sat in on some of your seminars also, and thank you for bringing Lisa Ray in.
Absolutely, you're welcome. I know that's right. Everybody loved old Lisa Ray. She was good. Yeah.
She was so authentic and she was an open book. She was like, whatever.
And very down to earth. That's why I liked her. And I'm just like you in the sense of when I speak or I have people come and speak on my stage when I do these workshops, is I want them to be real.
Correct.
Real Women Radio. That's what it's about. It's just about being real and be authentically you. And so people can actually relate to your story and see what they have in you, you know, and things like that. So
I love it. So what brought you here from your pole dancing classes that I'm going to be taking? Thank you.
Yes.
And because she coming back, she just don't know. Oh, bless it.
I know, you speaking it.
Yes.
You are speaking
it. Because I need to get up on somebody's pole. They're my idols. I would love to do that.
Absolutely.
I got to get some. Anyway.
Okay. Get out of here.
So what is next for you? Because you just came from
Egypt. I just got back from Egypt last week.
So, like, in your mindset, when you set out for these trips, what are you thinking?
I tell people, as far as the places that I choose, is that what you're asking?
Right.
Well, I choose places that are spiritually connected to me. Africa has always been just, you know, at the top of many people's list, but definitely on the top of mine. So Africa was a place that I wanted to go to, and Egypt was just a place that I wanted to see the pyramids, and I put it out there, and it's one of those things, you build it and they'll come, and I literally did that one 3 years ago, that retreat. I said, let me see if somebody else wants to do that. 2 weeks I sold out 10 spots for that. And ever since then, every year I go back and I sell out every year. So these ladies love Africa.
Yes.
They love it over there.
And you're like, hey, Jam, I got this going, you want to come? And I'm like, yes. Then I'll inbox you back and say, okay, so what I need to do, you'll say, oh, it's sold out. I'm like, what? I had to get my money. I had to get the monies together. It's sold out, sugar.
Yes, they do sell. I'm very blessed for that. They do sell out very fast, and I have heard that. But I tell people, when the time is right, you can be like me and sign me up. Here it is. I'm ready to go. That's when your time is. Yes, that's how it is.
That's what I want. Yes. So these women that travel with you, have they been traveling with you for a while, the whole time, or?
They have not. The ladies that work with me that come on the women empowerment retreats, they found me online. I've either coached them or they see me at a seminar or at a speaking engagement, and they are looking for, I typically work with ladies that are going through what I call their new season. They're either change your career, they're empty nesters, the kids are out of the house, they're newly single, they're looking for the tribe because maybe sometimes the friends they've always been around, hanging around, they're like, I'm ready to travel, but their friends are like, I can't go, I can't do this, or the time's not right, and they're just ready to get out there and make these connections. So the people that come, and a lot of people don't know this, but I actually interview the people that come because I want people to come to have new conversations, new ideas, be around new surroundings and things like that. So I don't want it to just be like your girls trip. I tell people all the time, I'm not a travel agent, I'm not a tour guide. There's nothing wrong with either of those. I am a women's empowerment coach as well as the retreat leader. So I want these ladies to come and benefit from this. So the ladies do not know each other.
Okay.
These ladies, I'm very blessed now that over the 7 years, I've been doing this for 7 years, that I do have repeat retreat guests. Yes. But I strategically make sure as much as I possibly can that they don't even go on the same trip together. Because I want these people to be around new conversations and things like that. Absolutely.
I love it. That's important. It's almost like when you're in a boutique. Mm-hmm. You love this dress, but you're scared that somebody else gonna come and buy that same dress. Yeah. So your goal is not to sell that to you. So I only ordered one. Mm-hmm. So this your size, this for you, then it's for you.
Right, right.
So that's that kind of puts me in the mind of that.
Absolutely.
For you when you say you work hard, that lets you know you work hard. Mm-hmm. Into you don't just she got it, she okay. Yes. Come on, she can come. It's not like that. You study what you're saying, and I love that. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Another thing I tell people I'm blessed is I have people that'll reach out and say, I saw your trip to Bali, I want to sign up for that, can you send me the invoice? And I'm like, nope, I want to connect with them. My retreats are very heavily focused on connection. Mm-hmm. And then I also do the women empowerment and things like that, but I want people to also, so they have to interview with me, just like I said. I want people that don't know each other, and I create these environments based off of things that I had to overcome. There was a point when I didn't trust women. I was hurt by a lot of women in my life. I hurt other women being as a woman sometimes, myself, before I started working on myself. It's hard for us to get vulnerable and share our story because we don't want to get judged. We don't want anybody to think about us. So that's another reason I don't want friends to come to the retreat. I want people to be able to speak freely and say what it is that they have to say. Right. So that's another reason why I do it like that as well.
That makes sense. Mm-hmm. I like that. I want you to be able to be free.
Yes, to speak.
And not be bottled up. That's the whole point.
Absolutely. So if you're there, and I have a sister circle there. So if you're there doing that and you're like, I'm just out here and I'm just really burnt out because I'm giving to my friends and my family, which a lot of us do. That's why a lot of women come to my retreats. And here's your friend sitting over here. She's like, okay, so you saying you're doing too much for me? Mm-hmm. And it's not even about her. It's really not. I'm not even
Especially she kept putting on her trip.
I know that's right.
I know that's right. You know what I'm saying?
It's not even about you.
Hello, somebody. Yeah, because when you say family and my friends and family, they act funny. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying all my siblings are the ones, or I'm not saying all my cousins. Right. I'm just poking out one of the two. Mm-hmm. You're not that. Right. I'll say y'all, but it's not you. Exactly. Yeah, people don't understand. They don't say ignorant. Mm. Hey y'all, thank y'all for joining on the lives. Mm-hmm. Hey y'all. So, I got so many questions. I'm trying to bring them all in.
Bring them all in.
Okay. So, do you have children?
I do not have any children.
That makes it very easy, I guess.
I love everybody else's kids.
That's enough.
And then I love to send them home too.
Oh, it's a preach.
I'm just saying.
Father God.
I got the best of the both worlds. I can love them. I can go out, spoil them, the whole nine, and just send them right back.
Mm-hmm. See, now that's me now. I'm TT.
I know that's right. Yes.
I'm TT to my nieces and nephews. To their children, I'm Nene.
Okay.
So I get Nene's babies juiced up.
Like it.
What?
I know.
Cookie.
Whatever you want.
Whatever it goes.
Whatever you want. I don't care.
Nope.
You're not gonna be with me in the next hour or two.
Out here. Out here. So I'm with you on that. Because my kids are grown. Mm-hmm. I got one 16-year-old still holding on. May God bless us.
I know that's right.
Girl, he expensive.
You don't have too much longer with that.
No, he's 16.
Yeah.
And he got a job. Or won't he will?
I know that's right.
Yeah, he's sitting up looking at me after school.
I know that's right.
And then mama quit her job.
Somebody got to pay the bill. Somebody got to step up.
And all three of them got jobs. I told my other, and what I brag on my kids differently. Mm-hmm. No, they not the 800. They don't make all A's. Yeah. This 16-year-old, he makes good grades. He do better, but I brag on them differently because I have not had any legal issues with them. I'm not looking for them at night. And, you know, they boys, they're black men. So therefore, I have the utmost respect for them. I constantly tell them and I remind them, you are black men.
Yeah.
So you have to hold yourself more accountable and differently than your homies. I don't care if they black or not. All of y'all need to hold yourself differently. Right. Especially if y'all walk in the store together.
Right. I know that's
and everybody got these dreads. Right. You got your pants hanging. Pull up your pants.
What's going on? I know that's right.
I got the little white lady looking at me. Excuse my language. Looking at me. She grabbing a So
they all work and they don't want that.
They know what I'm saying? They don't work nothing. They might want they work hard.
Right.
So it's different in this world, but I would love, my goal is me and my boys to go out of the country.
Absolutely.
That's the goal for me.
Absolutely.
I mean, I want to go.
You can do it.
Go a couple times, but
do it.
Definitely I want them to see more than Pensacola.
Absolutely.
And Atlanta, because we done been there in Texas. Like, we done been places like, I want them to go out of this scope. It's other pieces of the world.
And you learn so much when you travel about yourself, about other cultures. You appreciate so much more. I tell people, I'm 42 now. I didn't get my passport till I was 39.
Wow.
Same story. I didn't go to the places I went to was for Pensacola, Florida, Atlanta, because I was born in Atlanta, I have family in Atlanta, North Carolina, and Hawaii, because I have family in Hawaii. But those were the only places I went to because I had family. Because I thought like, going to other countries, doing those things, those are only for those type of people.
Right.
I can't afford that. Right. I can't do that. It's all those limiting beliefs that I teach, preach, and coach nowadays.
Right.
And working on my mindset and asking for what it was that I want. I want to travel the world and empower women everywhere. Had no idea on how I was going to do it, and my man upstairs brought it to me. I had a colleague of mine, she said, have you ever thought about hosting retreats? At that time, I started women empowerment coaching and doing the workshops and things like that. And she knew I loved to travel. Yes, you would. You better. And she said, you should do retreats. And I was like, I've only heard of like church retreats. I had never heard of a retreat. And so she told me about them, and I was like, and you can get paid for that?
Yes.
And so I looked into that, and I said, so I could take my coaching of empowering women, and I could take a small group with me, and they would go with me, and we can go and travel, and I could coach them at the same time, and I can see them in front of me, you know, making these changes, teaching the yoga classes, doing all those things, and this is a job. Yes. So I tell people all the time, we don't know what's available to us. We got to take it to him, you know, and I'm not here to preach to you. I tell people this all the time, I'm not here to preach to you.
It's to preach for me.
But I tell people, there's enough out here for everybody, and you just have to know what it is that you want, and then ask him for it, and he will send you the signs. But sometimes we're like, he'll even send us, you should make this phone call, you should try this business, you should quit the job and go for this because this is meant for you. But our conscience is like, no, I can't do that. I won't do this. I started letting that go. She told me about retreats. I said, let me do it, and here I am 7 years later. I host a minimum of 1 retreat per month. I'm very blessed that the past 2 years my retreats have sold out. I'm almost sold out for 2023, and I also coach other retreat leaders now to do the same thing.
I'm already missed out on that.
I'm just saying.
What's the next? Okay, you said 22. Okay, I ain't gonna make that one.
You can come to Jamaica next month.
See what I'm saying? So go on to my sign right here in XA. Y'all start cashing. Send it to me so she can go ahead and book my flight. I ain't got time to go already. I need to get out of here. I need to breathe some more air. Yes. Ever since everybody's seen how Stella got her groove back, everybody want to go to Jamaica.
The first time I went to Jamaica, that's who I thought I was. I thought I was Stella. You had Miss Denise here at first, the other day.
Yes.
I had her do my braids. I said, girl, I'm going over here to Jamaica. I need you.
She was amazing.
She is. She's an amazing. Yeah, she is.
She was just like so nervous. She was like this.
I know.
She's gonna be fine.
I know that's right. I know she was gonna get into a flow. She's an amazing lady.
She is. Yes. See, networking.
That's what it's all about.
Start. And that's what I tell women. So, Women's Effect was about women, because we're Women of the Month.
Right.
March holds dear to me because of 2 reasons. Women's Month, because I'm a woman, and Multiple Sclerosis Month. Okay. And I have multiple MS. So I had said, okay, well, how can I put all this together to make sense? So I said, every day of March, I'm going to interview a woman.
Oh, I love it.
Yes, and all kind of women. business owners, just regular women who just go to work every day, whatever. Because I feel like everybody has some type of a story.
Say it again.
Everybody has some type of a story.
Amen.
Might not be he beat me in my head story, or I was molested by everybody in my family, or any of that. It might be I had to go through some mental health. I needed somebody to come pull me out or something like that. So for me, that's what I wanted to make sure I empowered and embodied in that for the Women's Month.
Right.
And so it works.
I love everything that you just said about that, that how everybody can learn from everybody else. And that's another reason that with my retreats, I do get different type of women to sign up. So if you've seen any of my pictures at my retreat, people say that they like me, you got all kind of women that come to your retreats.
Yes.
Black, white, young, old, different backgrounds. It doesn't matter, because my thing is we can all learn something from each other. You might have similar stories, maybe not. Maybe this one has overcome what you're going through, so you can learn from her. You know, but definitely. So I love that you did that for the month of March.
Yes, honey, because we don't get recognized enough. Women, we wear bras. We have babies. We go to bed last and we get up early first. And we do 80 different things, whether you have children or not, at one time.
Yes.
You cannot stop a woman from doing, you could be talking to her and she's sending out emails. Or she's doing this, or she's cooking, or whatever. And because we're women, I think that's how we're set. Thank God set us up like that for a reason. I'm not sure why, because we're more of a nurturers.
Right.
And we're taking care of everything and everybody. We never stop to say, you know what? I can go on this retreat.
That's why people need Mia in their life. That's what I tell them all the time.
Listen, Mia, go in like her page right now.
Find me.
She is there. Go and look up Miss Mia Bolden. I'm going to put her in my comments anyway.
Absolutely.
And I want to make sure you guys know that this can be you.
Absolutely.
Because she don't play no games. I've been trying to get on her trip.
And I tell people all the time, just like you said, the ladies that come on my retreats, they give to everybody else. Everybody else, the kids, the spouse, the work, they're entrepreneurs, they're CEOs, they're doing all of these things for everybody else.
Yes.
But they feel guilty. Yes. To even take time for yourself. Who said that you have to feel guilty or just say, oh, I don't know if I can do that. I'm going to put myself last. And then you wake up and here we go. Now we 85 years old saying, okay, now it's time.
Now, and you 85, trying to jump on that
Come on, I'm just saying. I'm just saying it's not going to be as easy as it once was.
So let me ask you something. Do you see I see the similarity, would you tell me, of your classes and your coaching? Do you see the similarities on how they connect?
Absolutely. That's actually how I started coaching. So I started my studio very quickly on my own journey. I had hit 300 pounds. My self-esteem was low, self-confidence was low. I wasn't this Mia that sits before you now. Trying to, on my own healing journey, opened up the studio, and I just went all out, opening up. At first, we didn't do vertical pole fitness. We just did burlesque cardio, hip-hop cardio. I fell in love with yoga. We started doing yoga classes. But they were all for women, fun and power. I knew that I wanted something like sexy, fun, and empowering for women, because I also wanted to build myself up on the inside, and I knew women did too. It's not all about how you look on the outside, but doing it from the inside.
Right.
So I started doing it at my studio, and I realized that a lot of ladies that would come in, they were, the ladies that would come in, they were looking for more than I just want to swing on a pole. They were looking for more than I just want to do a sexy chair class. I'm a 2-time breast cancer survivor, and I don't feel like a woman anymore. I've been married for 25, 30 years. My husband don't look at me the same anymore. I'm single after 20 years, and I don't feel good about myself. So these ladies were coming in with bigger, challenges, if you will, and I was on my, on my healing journey. And so I just started kind of giving them some advice and things that my mentor gave me. Then they would tell me how that healed them, and I had somebody say, you should look into coaching. From coaching, I went and got certified through ICF, and then that it led into me doing the speaking engagements, women empowerment retreats, all of that, because it's the same thing. Women would come in, they would want to do this. I want to get on the pole. I want to try that class. I don't want to do that. And they would pay me for it. Then they would get in there and say, I'm too big. I'm too old. I can't do it. I'm too skinny. I'm not strong enough. I mean, I've heard every excuse in the book, why you can't do it. But then they would push through, and I would coach them, and I would, work on, then they flipping upside down, doing all these things. Same thing with life. You want these things. You
Yes.
have all these things you say that you want. I'm watching all these other people do it. I really want it. It's like, okay, here it is. And then you're like, no, I got to go back to work. What if I don't make the same money? What if I make this move and it doesn't work out?
Yes.
What if I leave this relationship and I can't? So you just stay doing the same thing. And so it's the same thing. And it's the mindset. I tell people all the time. You have to start with the mindset before anything else out here is going to change.
I told this story to not just you, not just my life, but to my guests. I said we talked about. I was telling them about the woman's effect, and the woman's effect for me is I don't want anybody else to lose in suicide. And us women, especially us black women, we are on the top here. That drives me to think, what can I say to somebody that can hold them down from that moment? I mean, I can't say their whole life, but I can say them for this moment. Because maybe the next moment somebody else will say something.
Absolutely.
And then the next moment somebody else will say something. And it can be a domino effect.
Yeah, it's that ripple effect.
It's that ripple effect. It's just like at these drive-thrus. Oh, such and such paid for you. They already paid for your food in front of you. And you're like, oh, well, I'm going to pay for the person behind me now.
That's how it works.
Yes, and you got to pay for it, and then it just keeps going.
It keeps going and keeps growing is what I tell people. It keeps going and it keeps growing. I have had people tell me, and I used to have a limiting belief like this all life. I tell you I didn't, but I also train retreat leaders. And I've had people say, so Mia, you're training other people to do what you can do. First of all, I only take 10 people on my retreats. So after that's it, you know. Second of all, it's about the ripple effect. If I train her how to get out here and empower and to share her gift and to motivate, you know, so she can be the best version of herself, she's going to get out here and empower her people to get out here and motivate and be the best versions of themselves, and it becomes this ripple effect. So I love that you're all about that. I told you I love your work, girlfriend. I told you. Look, I love what it is that you do.
Honey, I'm trying. It's a lot. I just want us women, because, and I always say this, if they would let a woman be a president.
Just saying.
Hello. We wouldn't be going through all this. By now, we would have been had some bake sales going on with other countries. Girl, bring that pot over here.
I know that's
We're going to sit down and have some glass of wine.
Right. Figure this out.
Right. You know, men, they so macho, whatever. Women, come in, sweetie. Because I know your mama and them.
Right.
I know your great grandmama. I remember her because she used to, come over here.
I know that's
Let's have a moment.
Right.
Have a slice of pie or whatever. I just made this nice cake, because that's what women, I don't know if we do better when we sit down and eat and talk. I don't know if that's what it is, but I think that's what it is.
That's where the magic happens. I tell people, even at my retreats, none of my retreats except Egypt, I do stay in a resort in Egypt, but other than that, I rent out the whole property of where we're staying at, because I'm big on the connection. And I tell people the connection happens at that kitchen table.
I'm sure.
That's where we do it at, you know, because when you're sitting there and you're eating together and you're sharing that, it's just something so intimate and bonding about being at that family table too. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
because growing up, mama and daddy didn't always sit with us, but she demanded that y'all come to the table and eat. Get up at this table. So siblings, we all had to sit up there and eat. And why you do that? That's nasty. I can hear. There's mama say, I can hear.
Yeah, I know that's
I'm
right.
right here.
Just because I'm, you don't see me, I hear everything that's going on.
You know. So that was the indication there. Yeah. Or the food ready, come on up here. Everybody knew to grab their stuff and get at the table.
Right.
Or whatever. And so I think that's another thing that we're missing now. Because I try to demand that me and my kids have a sit down sometime.
Right.
You know, it might not be on Sunday, might not be on Monday, but let's do a Wednesday. Let's sit down, and I think that's what people are losing, the connection. That's why I don't like emails.
I know. I tell people all the time, email, I'd rather talk to you on the phone, see you in your face, you know, things like that. I like to even be in the room more than I do, like doing Zoom call. I'll do a Zoom call, but I'd rather grab coffee with you in person. That's why I say, I'm in town. Let's grab coffee. Here I am on the mic.
On the mic.
Fooled me. No,
period. I love it. I love it. So anything that's coming up for us. So let me ask you something. Who's going to be your next guest?
Oh, that's a good question. So we're actually working on that right now.
Yes.
We're putting together next year. We're doing actually a women's and men's empowerment weekend here in Pensacola. So we are still working on our keynotes. Okay, we have some amazing people in mind. So I do just want to let you know about that. Also, I do have some retreats if anybody's interested that we have availability in for the rest of 2023. We have some coming up. So we have like Jamaica coming up in May. I have a couple for Thailand, Hawaii, and a couple in Blue Ridge, Georgia, which isn't too far from here if you want to keep it local. But other than that, those are the things that I'm working. Oh, and then I am going to be doing a vision board brunch here in June or July, working on that as well. And that's going to be local here in Pensacola.
Yeah, I love the vision board. I was like, now listen, people that came over to our table taking our stuff. I was like, how are they gonna take our stuff off our table? So I'm gonna call them out.
That's why this one's gonna be more small. It's gonna be a little bit more intimate. So they stay at their table.
Yes. But I would say she gave us a bag and it had everything that you needed in the bag. But people was getting up, coming to get out magazines. I'm gonna start calling out some people from now on.
Don't do it.
You came and took my magazine, and that's the one I want.
What you say? I'm watching you.
I'm watching.
I know that's right.
I lost somebody. They was all, but I love vision board parties.
Absolutely.
Because I think Lisa Ray said this. You have to write it down and make it plain, make it visual. Yes. And she said she does vision board parties a lot. She said sometimes they turn into big. She said, because she'll say to one girlfriend and the other girlfriend
tell somebody else.
And then she said, well, you know what? She said, well, wait, we got to have food. We need snacks now. So then now, it then turned into a whole party. She said, but you learn so much from each person. She said, I thought I knew.
You do.
But you really...
You can learn from others, and just like I was telling you earlier, I'm always constantly learning. I never say I know everything, and because that's when I tell people that's when you stop growing, is when you say I know, you stop growing.
Right.
But I love vision boards because that is truly what changed my life from just coming from the hustling mentality. I've been hustling all my life since I was 15 years old, so I'm not ashamed at all from hard work. Right. No stranger to hard work. Been at work and everything from cleaning toilets to housekeeping, bartending, waiting tables, retail, you name it, I've done it.
That sounds like me.
But that's what we've always learned to do, right? And I always felt, and I tell people this, if you feel, because I felt like something was missing. In my 20s, it was there, like I did a little bit, but then it go away, and I'm like, no, I just gotta go back to work. I got bills to pay. I ain't got time to be thinking about that. Right. And that little whisper gets louder and louder that there's something else you need to be doing, or sometimes your world will hit rock bottom to where you think that's the bottom. It's not. It's really, I always say, your setback is your setup for your comeback. That's what that is for.
Yes, Lord.
And so it was like, I knew something else was inside of me. Like I should be doing something more. And I'm telling you, it, just like I said, it would happen. And right in my 30s, it was just brought to me. I had to make that move. I had to get away from some family members and some friends. That's the hardest thing too, getting away from the one you know they negative. I call them energy drainers. You feel it. You see the phone ringing like, Lord, what does she want? Right. Like you see him, but you still hanging out with him. Y'all still going to eat. Y'all still going to have some drinks together and do it all. But when you're going after this new lifestyle or your new life, you're going to have to make some changes around you, and I tell people that's what holds a lot of people back sometimes, so.
Yes, Lord. You gotta move. You gotta put the work in. You definitely have to move, and you have to know where you're going.
Absolutely.
You just can't step out there and start riding bike and you ain't got no direction.
And you don't have nowhere. That's where the vision board comes in, because I felt it. I felt like there was something else I should be doing, and as cliche as this sounds, I saw The Secret, the movie The Secret. If nobody's ever seen it, this was like in 2017, I saw the movie The Secret. And that's when I heard about vision boards. They talked about manifesting, visualizing, all of that. And I had never heard of this. And I was like, y'all, there's this brand new movie out there. Like, me and that movie's been out since like 2007. But I wasn't ready for it. That's what I tell people. Love it. And I created my first vision board, and I never forget. And this is before I was speaking, before I did my first speech, started coaching, any of that. And I put a picture of myself up there on the podium. And it says, I am a well-spoken, funny, highly energetic, motivational speaker and leader. I got this. Literally a week later, maybe 2 weeks later, from here in Pensacola at the local battle shelter, the Faber House, a lady just knew who I was and knew I owned the studio. She said, I'd love for you to come and speak to the ladies that are at the shelter. Out of nowhere. You got to have that vision. You got to see where it is that you're going. And I read that every morning. I read that saying it, and I just saw myself doing it. And literally, when I went to go speak, I walked in the room, and there was a podium sitting up there, just like the picture that I had took the podium on. Yes, and believe it or not, I had on the same. Now this was a coincidence. I had on the same shirt that I had took that picture on, and I didn't even know that. I have other clothes, people. So don't think. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Because I read what.
And I know I'll be like, wait a minute,
this
social
social media world.
But I'm just saying. But I did. I had on the same shirt, and from then I was hooked. So I create vision boards. I teach other ladies to do the same, because there's a right and wrong way to do that.
Yes.
You putting up stuff just because it looks nice. I just want that. You don't really want that car. You know, you don't really want a 12-bedroom home. You think you do.
You think you do it to that light bill.
I'm just saying, who's gonna clean it?
And who's gonna clean it?
You know, but you just doing it because that's what on the reality on Housewives of Atlanta. That's what everybody else. What do you want? You know, start with that.
Yeah, because I'm speaking of that. One of the housewives, she had to downsize, I think, and she had got a phone call, and the girl said, "What you doing?" She said, "Folding my clothes." She said, "You folding?"
Yeah.
She said, "Oh yeah, baby, recession hit everybody."
I'm just saying, so
I need to do some stuff. I know what I'm doing. I said I like it, but I know what I'm doing.
Right.
So therefore, I'm with her.
I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do what I got to do. I love it. I appreciate you for stopping in.
Absolutely, and I appreciate you for having me here.
Now I will tell you this: at the event with Lisa Ray, everybody at the table was supposed to say something. Everybody at my table did not want to open their mouth. So you know, of course, I got the mic. Hello.
She was like, "I got it. Give me that
I did. I said, "Give me that mic."
I know.
So I said, what I want to be doing for the rest of the year, in the next year.
Okay.
I'm gonna be holding the mic, whether it's on the stripper pole. Hey,
yeah,
you remember that?
Okay.
I said, or whether it's at the funeral, won't he do it in church?
Reading the eulogy.
Reading the eulogies. I'm gonna be doing something. I'm gonna be holding the mic.
Right.
Ever since, and I was working, and everybody talked about how they quit their job. So I was like, Lord. And then I said, well, God ain't told me about quit my job, so I'm finna leave so I can go to work.
Right.
Praise Him. But I was gonna be holding the mic, and I meant that. And ever since then, I have been holding the mic.
Are y'all seeing what she's doing right now?
Holding the mic.
Holding it. But she saw it first. And that's the
it.
thing. You saw it first.
Yeah.
And thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
Because I tell people, they don't think like, oh, vision boards ain't real. Doing these things. And I'm like, see, and I always say, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are probably right. So if you say it doesn't work, it's not going to happen, guess what? It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
But when you come in ready to make some changes, ready to see the vision,
correct.
Here you are holding the mic.
Absolutely. And I've been holding it.
I know that's
I'm telling you, ever since then, I've met so many people. Hey, I like what you said. I saw you at the... Yes. So ever since then, I just want to let you know, yes. So thank you.
Absolutely. That is why I do what it is. Yes.
Next time we tell me how I lost all this weight.
No, that's right.
Gang. I don't know how.
Get out of here.
It's the COVID.
Is that what it is?
Oh, heck yeah. That's why I'm like, we gained all this weight for COVID. I know they got another shot that we can take this weight. They gave us a shot for COVID, so surely they got a weight loss shot. Don't be judgmental. I'm working on it. I gotta get out of here. If I get them cookies out my drawer.
I know that's right.
The comfort. We want to thank you guys for tuning in right here on RWR Live 365. We got our girl Miss Mia Bolden all up and through the building, sitting right here with Jammin in the corner. So we're gonna say goodbye. We thank y'all.
Absolutely. Bye everyone.
Yes. So thank y'all so much. And we are out. Ooh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I don't think you ended it yet.